What should you do with all of your money? This world is going to tell you a lot of different things. You should invest your money here, or you should buy this item, or you should give to this charity, or this organization, or this person. But the real question for us as Christians is, what does God say we should do with our money? And there's this word that's commonly used, and if you've been in church for a long time, you've probably heard it before, and that is the word tithe. Now, tithing was a practice coming from the Old Testament where the Jewish people would give 10% of their earnings to the Lord. They would offer those to God. And so when the New Testament rolls around, Jesus comes on the scene, and he certainly doesn't diminish the idea of tithing or speak against tithing, but he does hold it to a different standard. And so we come to the book of Mark, in Mark chapter 12, starting at verse 41, and we're told this really interesting account. It says, "And he, Jesus, sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the offering box. Many rich people put in large sums, and a poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which make a penny. And he called his disciples to him and said to them, 'Truly, I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who are contributing to the offering box. For they all contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on.'" And so from this passage, we get a few really important concepts when it comes to giving our money to God. And this is, as we've been talking about, one of the hard callings of Christianity. Christianity says that your money is not yours. Your money is actually God's, and that you should be doing the will of God in the way that you are spending your money. Now, that looks like what we are investing in and the things that we are buying. Are all of these things going to contribute to a thriving humanity? And are they going to glorify God? But then it also looks like giving back to God a certain proportion of what he has given to you or entrusted to you. And so in Mark, Jesus takes note of these rich people who are putting in all of this money into the offering basket. And then he sees a poor woman giving everything that she has. And although it doesn't compare to the amount of money that the rich people are giving, he says that this woman has given far more. Now, when we think about this, this is a really interesting concept. First of all, it means that the Lord takes note of what you're giving and how much you're giving. He knows. It's not like you can just hide your giving from the Lord. But secondly, it shows that it's really about your heart. See, tithing and what we give is wrapped up in our hearts and what the purpose is and what we're doing it for. These rich people were giving to show people how rich they were. I'm giving a lot of money. I want you to know how much I'm giving so that you know how rich I am, how much status I have. This woman was giving because she genuinely wanted to give to God. She knew that she wasn't going to get any kind of reward, any kind of feedback from anyone else there, because her proportion wasn't that much. But Jesus took note. Jesus knew how much truly she was giving. Now, the other thing that this tells us is that God wants us to give sacrificially. He doesn't want us to just give our leftovers or our abundance to him. He wants us to give so much so that it hurts. And that is why this is a hard calling. This is why it is a hard teaching for us to understand. Because that means that all of us, no matter how much we make, are supposed to give till it hurts. But let me tell you that when we give until it hurts, we are giving back to God, and we're trusting God with his provision. And that's our main point for this lesson, is that tithing is trusting that God is our true provider. Tithing is a discipline that just helps us show that God is our true provider. It puts us in our right place. Because if we didn't do that, we would start to think that we become self-sufficient. But in reality, it's really God who is providing for us. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is just back to this idea of tithing. Are we supposed to give 10%, or what are we supposed to do? Is there a number, or is there a set amount that we are supposed to give? And as I mentioned, the New Testament does not say how much we are supposed to give, and it certainly doesn't condemn the tithing system. And so perhaps a good place for you to start would be to give 10%. And even if you're just earning a little bit of money, let this be a challenge to you. Let this be a hard calling that you can walk into with joy and with boldness. And that no matter how much you're earning, start with giving 10%. And then keep giving as you continue to earn more and more, where that 10% is no longer a stretch for you. That becomes easy. And you start to give that 10% out of an abundance. Continue to increase that. Continue to ask the Lord, not how much do I have to give, but how much do I want to give? What is it that you have given me, God, that I can joyfully give back to you? And so as you guys are going through another passage in the Bible that talks about this, and you're having some discussion, think about some of those tough questions. Like, how much is too much for me to give? Is there ever a time when I should withhold my giving? What about if I'm really, really poor? What about if that giving is going to not allow me to eat my next meal? What is it that God is after? What is he really seeking from me? Those are some of the questions that you guys might want to ask, in addition to some of the questions that we have prepared. And so I know that this is not a topic that is a common one for us to talk about, but I do hope that it is a challenging one for you, and I hope it's something that you can really take seriously, and that you can develop those good disciplines and those good rhythms of giving back to God what he has given to us. And I just want to remind you while I'm at it that there are several ways that you can give. You can continue to give to our church through our main offering at our main services. We also are going to be collecting an offering for our Compassion children. We sponsor a couple children through Compassion, and that's run specifically by our student ministry. And so that would be a great way for you students to give back, to help support these children, and to show them the gospel. Because when we are giving generously, expecting nothing in return, that is really what Jesus did for us. Jesus gave of himself for us who were lowly and poor in spirit, and he has richly blessed us with everything that we could ever want or ever need. He has given us so many gifts, and when we are giving of our physical wealth, we are showing that in a tangible way to other people. And so, guys, I hope that's an encouragement. I hope you guys have great discussion in your life groups, and I am continuing to pray for you. I can't wait to see you guys soon.